Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the VoV Podcast, Voices of Vic. I am joined today with Daniel Du, the face behind Burwash Food Review. It is great to have you. Thank you for coming on, Daniel.
It's good to be on the show. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. How did you start Burwash Food Review? Where did this genius idea come from? Because I'm not going to lie, there was a Burwash Food Review last year, but it was ass. No, it wasn't ass. But it wasn't like nearly as active as yours is this year. Where did this idea come from?
First of all, I got to give credit where it's due. It's not entirely my account. I share it with my roommate, Alex.
Okay.
And this was like a joint idea we came up with together. One time, I think we were just talking about it. And then the next day, the dining hall for lunch, they had like jerk chicken and butter chicken at once. Yeah. And these are like two of our favorites. So we're like, it's a sign. Like we got to start Burwash Food Review. Like, they're telling us to.
Absolutely. Yeah. And is this like something that you guys would do before the idea came? Like you guys would talk about obviously the quality of the food at Burwash.
Yeah.
This is like a regular dinner conversation. I'm sure everyone has this type of idea.
It's mid today.
Mid today.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how it basically goes.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say is the actually, no, I'm not gonna ask you that. We're gonna talk more about Burwash Food Review later. Like I said,
save it for the viewers.
Got a whole segment. We're gonna keep it to the end. But yeah, why don't you go ahead, tell people what makes Daniel Du such a top-notch guy, such a G. What's your story? What's your background?
Oh, I don't know. Like I put most of this on like the Google form I sent you, so I'm not sure like what's interesting about me, But I think if you had to go for a theme for this talk, it would be like transition from high school to university, because I think I've had an interesting transition from my high school in Vancouver to here at U of T.
How have you changed mainly? Like what's the main thing?
I think I put a lot of effort into stepping out of my comfort zone, because that's a common suggestion for people to like go beyond what you're comfortable with and try new things, be adventurous. So prior to coming to U of T, this was like not me at all. I would always just like stick to what I know and don't go too far into something like I'm unsure about or I'm worried about or I might have anxiety about. So me of last year would never be on any form of podcast, but here we are. So
that's crazy. Like I can't even picture you as that guy. That's the thing.
I know.
Because you've kind of like I said, like to you, you've reinvented yourself. Is it is it mainly like just this is going to be university me, or is it I am so far away from home, like I'm not in the same province. I'm going from BC to Ontario. I'm just going to change. Like I'm going to make myself the exact person I want to be with a completely different set of friends.
Yeah, I think this is like something I'm doing for my self-growth. Like I want to become more comfortable with new things and comfortable in different situations that aren't just those I'm familiar with. So this was like very much a planned change.
Awesome. And is there any other room to grow? You're still working on anything? Any more self-improvement, or do you think that you've gotten to where you want to do, where you want to go for this goal?
I think everyone can always improve with every goal. You can never be perfect. I'm still trying to get comfortable with some things. Like some things don't come naturally to me that I want them to. Like, for example, conversations sometimes, like in class or just like in the elevator. Sometimes I have to push myself to
small talk.
Yeah.
Small talk's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, like talk to this person here. It won't be that hard. You got it. But,
yeah. Mm-hmm. That's good. Yeah, no, you definitely, I'd say you succeeded. Because initially, like, first time we met you and Alex were like a pretty recognizable duo on campus for like the first week or two, right? Because you did when you were doing his campaigning video, you guys were like, did that together. And I always saw you guys together. But it was, I definitely see you. It's crazy. Like, I see you as a social guy, a socialite type of person.
Appreciate it.
Someone easy to talk to. So, that's impressive. What made you decide to leave BC?
New environment. I knew I wanted to live on my own because I think I was ready to handle independence and like living without my parents supporting me.
Yep.
So I wanted like fresh start, new change, new people, and just I find that being in a new environment like can be like helps your brain activate and just think about things in a different perspective.
And what are you studying? Because this seems like this is leading to a big goal of like what you want to be outside of university. So you're trying to build yourself up as a person. What is the path after school?
I don't have everything figured out, unfortunately. So there's no big goal, big grand plan for me. But I am studying math and physical sciences as my first year, and I want to do a statistics major.
Okay.
And the other major, maybe computer science, hopefully.
Nice.
But not planned out yet. You know,
That'll be
progress. Tough. Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be tough. CS scared me off. With Mat 165, I heard it was like a lot of proofs, very proof.
Mm-hmm.
You're in Mat 137, right?
Yeah.
How's that?
I had a test yesterday. We're allowed to drop one test out of our 4.
Yeah.
So I went in, I did like 3 questions, and I left the exam center. So,
nice.
you know, not going the greatest, but
confident to leave, that is.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something you do regularly? I am nowhere near the level of self assurance to leave an exam like.
Oh no, just to make it clear, the exam had 9 questions. I did 3 of them.
Okay.
And I was like, I don't know any of this. I'm going to drop this exam. So I left.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes
There's
sense.
nothing here in terms of self-confidence in math. Everyone in math is like so next level that
I know.
I think unless you're like top percentile, it's impossible to be like, oh, you know, I'm so confident. I know like all the material, because you can't.
Some people are just wired differently. Like I would consider myself a math genius in high school, but then you get to university. Then you get Mat 157. They're talking about 0 + 0 = 1, and that when that happened, I dropped out of that class. I couldn't stand that. So it's like people's brains are wired differently.
I was also in Math 157 for, I want to say, the first week and a half of university.
Yeah.
Because prior to coming to U of T, I was like, you know, I want to be ready for this. So in the month before university started, I like looked online for resources to help me prepare for like, you know, Math 157, like algebra, and I came in like a week and a half. I was like, I don't stand a chance.
This is
no
not
chance.
When you're getting 20-page readings for math, it's like, I can't stand this.
Yeah.
That's like one of the main things that my friends are talking about. First week into uni, they were like, in high school we could get away skipping English readings, and now we can't get away skipping math readings. It makes no sense.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Absolutely makes no sense. But CS, do you have like an interest in like tech? Are you like a tech guy, or is it just like you realize that's where the moolah is at?
Yeah, definitely. I realize, you know, CS is the future.
Yeah.
I will say personally, I don't actually like programming, coding that much. That's why when I applied to U of T, I did not apply to computer science. I was like, you know, I like statistics. I like that kind of like math, working with numbers. So I was like, I'm going to apply to math and physical sciences. Sounds like it's for me. Yeah. And then I'll figure out where to go from there, you know. And what I didn't know was that the CS program is like, the CS major and specialist is notoriously hard to get into if you're not in the CS stream. So basically, I kind of screwed myself over by not applying to CS and then making like that decision whether or not I want to do a CS major before coming to U of T. Yeah. Because now it's like I want that to be an open option for me. So I'm having to work like twice as hard than I probably would have had to.
True. That's true. Yeah, no, CS is definitely the future. I mean, with ChatGPT coming in, it feels like that could be like maybe less so because they're. Did you see the post? I saw something about it passed like a Google interview thing for a computer engineer with a $140,000 salary. ChatGPT like passed the exam it had to get. So that's kind of scary for any like coder too, but any like a lot of jobs are being threatened by that.
Yeah, that's crazy. My friend was interviewing for, I think, like a backpacking company, like maybe like it was Arc'teryx or something. Yeah. And then he said like during the interview, the interviewer asked like, "Are you familiar with how to use AI like for that job?" I'm like, that's so crazy.
that's yeah. I can't even start thinking about that. We were trying to work on an app that started this year.
Really?
But yeah, me, Christian, and Adam. But we realized that none of us have any coding background, and we needed a guy to be able to do this stuff for us. And it just seems like I don't know. I mean, we had the idea that pretty much any, or not any, but like most new businesses nowadays, it's going to be something to do with your phone. Like you're going to have to either access it through the internet or it's going to be solely internet based. Like I honestly can't think of a company that isn't an online company. You know what I mean? Like any company would be better off if it even had a website. Like it could be like a brick and mortar store or whatever, but like
that's how you get your name out these days, right?
Exactly. It has to be.
Advertising, it's all online.
Yeah.
Engagement and.
Do you know what SEO is?
I think it's like the checking something to. I'm not very familiar, but it checks like your English and grammar to see like how appealing it is to like advertising. Yeah,
it's like, well, it stands for search engine optimization, and it's basically like, I don't know how exactly. I mean, I don't know how to do it, but the idea is that if you have a good SEO score, I don't know if it's a score, your website or your whatever company gets shot up to the top of the list of certain search words. So like if I searched up, I don't know what's a good example. If I searched up pizza, whatever company has the best SEO is going to be like the first one that pops up. So if you're Domino's and if they have an amazing SEO score, let's call it that, then that's going to be the first one on the list. So that's like, at least for me, like if I need a haircut in Toronto, I literally just looked up haircuts near me, and the first one that shows up, I'm just like, all right, I'll go. So that's like a key example of how CS is everything. So I respect you. You're able to see that this is where the money's going. I would have done it. I just don't think that I have the IQ needed for that.
I think it's pretty clear where it's heading, and I don't think it's too much to do with IQ. Obviously, some things like if you have good pattern recognition or like you have good attention to detail, it'll come easier. But I think like programming is seen as like something big and scary when like I think it should be easy for anyone to learn at least some form of basic programming.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. I was talking to Callan the other day. He's interning at Tesla about about CS, and he was kind of comparing how a lot of like the CS program is kind of has the reputation of being like only CS. I just want to sit down and code. But then there's also, he was saying the important aspect of the, like you said, the social skills and all that type of stuff, being able to talk to people like you were working on this entire year. Do you think that is like just as important as the skills that you're going to learn in the CS major?
I think it's just as, if not more important, because like anyone can look up code on like some like Stack Overflow is the usual website to search up code, or like get ChatGPT to write your code for you. Yeah. So like the projects you'll be doing with your programming, unless it's for some like really big tech company, I doubt it'll be like anyone applying to that sort of role can do it. So it's about how easy you are to work with and how like responsible you are with your deadlines and
100%.
How personable you are.
That's true. And that involves like just like socializing and doing other stuff beyond CS. So like do you like hockey and soccer both?
Yes. Big fans of watching. Playing.
Big fans of watching?
I suck at both.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. What do you prefer? Do you have a favorite if you had to choose? Soccer or hockey?
Soccer. Definitely soccer.
That's a tough answer. I was hoping you were going to say hockey. Here's my one thing with soccer. I always say the same thing. Why are there so many leagues?
Soccer is global. So if you think about hockey, which countries play hockey? You have Canada, the US, then there's like the Nordic countries, right? Yeah. And then apart from that, there's not that much interest just because of like geographical conditions and like culturally, right? Whereas soccer, you have a ball, or not even a ball, you have something on the ground you can play. Yeah. So it's global.
That's true.
So there are leagues for like every country because, the world is a big place. It's not like you're going to combine all the world into like one league, right? Obviously.
As a soccer fan though, wouldn't that be cool to have like a version of the NHL? Because the NHL is like NHL, NBA, NFL, MLB, all those four sports are the best of the best in the entire world. Doesn't matter what country you're from, they're in this league. You want to watch, they're in this league. Whereas soccer, it's like you have, I don't know the soccer leagues, but you have, they're everywhere. And the best players are kind of spread out. Would it not be cool to have a league with however many teams and it's all the best players?
It's interesting you bring this up because soccer recently, some of the top clubs in the world proposed the idea of this like European Super League.
I heard of that.
Yeah, where like the best teams from, let's say, Spain, Italy, England, they will play alongside like their own leagues.
Yeah.
So like if you're a team in England, like you'll play on the weekend, you'll play in the English league, and then on like a Wednesday or Thursday you'll play in this like Super League tournament.
Yeah.
And basically there was like massive fan backlash to this idea because people don't like it. And this is mostly because like soccer is like, it's seen as like a working class sport with like ties to the community, you know, like you support your club because like it's a part of your community. And this sort of globalization, it's like some people like to call it Americanization of the sport, which, you know, they don't like America and Europe.
Yeah,
right? So,
yeah.
And it's just seen as something that is counterintuitive to how the sport is meant to be played, which explains why there's like a lot of hatred from fans towards it.
Yeah. I guess that is a good point. What is there like a salary cap? I mean, I guess the leagues work differently, but there's like NHL, they have a salary cap for the teams. Is there a soccer version of that?
Realistically, not really.
Okay.
There are like rules for you can spend up to a certain % of your revenue, but obviously like if you have money, that's not a problem. That's actually why I like the NHL a lot. Like there's a hard salary cap.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So like richer teams don't have that much of an advantage. Like I know before the salary cap, like the New York Rangers, just because they're in New York, you know, they have all the money, they could buy all the players. Yeah. So I think it's definitely one of the best things about hockey for sure.
I love that. Yeah, it's great because Arizona's still trash, but without the salary cap, they'd be even way more down the drain than they are.
Yeah.
So that is my favorite part about, well, not my favorite, but that's like one of the best parts about the NHL and that sport, that it's kind of an equal competition. And like, I don't know, I feel like some other leagues would say it's fair if your team, if your, I guess, organization makes more money, then you deserve to be able to reinvest that into the team, which like, it's fair, but it's still, I think it's more entertaining for a league with a bunch of even teams.
It's not good for the sport if, you know, the same teams are winning.
Yeah. Exactly. How do you feel about Vancouver right now?
Oh, the Vancouver Canucks, not a subject I like to talk about recently. No. We have not been good for much of my childhood. Yeah.
The Sedins, is that your golden kind of posters in your room? That's
the Sedins.
The main thing.
Yeah. My Sedin story is one time I saw one of them at the dentist, like with their kids. Like me and their kids had the same dentist, but I didn't know which Sedin it was. I was too shy to go and ask. So
they're twins.
Yeah.
The Sedins are twins. So he saw one of the professional NHL players, but he didn't know which one it was. No, they look exactly the same. If they didn't have the different numbers on their back, I wouldn't be able to tell the difference when they were playing. You've never played hockey, or have you?
I have never played hockey. When I was 6, 7 maybe, I know I wanted to play hockey just because, you know, hockey's so cool. I want to be like them. I took ice skating lessons for maybe 4 years. So I can skate now, but I was like, I can't play hockey, you know. And
would you ever want to try?
Maybe, but I was just bad at it, you know. And I didn't want to do like the wake up at 5:30 in the morning, go to practice, you know. So
it's a grind.
Yeah, decided it wasn't for me.
Yeah, it's a grind. But soccer you do play just for fun?
Yeah, I played up until my last year actually. Okay. So I played from when I was 8 or 9 all the way up to 17.
Nice. Why not anymore?
I actually signed up for an intramural team here, but like first semester I realized, like, you know, whoa, U of T, academic.
Yeah, that's a good point.
They're right about that. So
that's a good point.
I just didn't have time to do some things, but sometimes I'll still go with my friends and play.
That's good. Yeah, no, the workload can be a pain in the ass. That's the thing. It's different for different programs. Like in general, when people talk about like the U of T workload, it like varies extremely depending on what you're studying. Like engineering compared to, I don't know, what's a lazy program? I don't know if I want to get caught on mic saying this. I don't know, just like a less work. Heavy.
I'll say it, Rotman.
Rotman. Oh, Rotman. Yeah. No, that's not a bad take. Because I'm trying to, like, okay, I have a good take about Rotman, I think. I believe, because business is huge. I want to go into business. This is my take. I think that the work you need to do in Rotman is far easier than the work you need to do in art sci, for example, like math or, I don't know, CS2. The work you need to do in Rotman is it's simpler work, but I also think it's more applicable and useful than a lot of the work that art sci students are doing. What do you think about that?
I'm not sure if I agree entirely, but I think Rotman gives you like a lot more room to grow and like find like network, find business opportunities. And even though the workload is easier, if you want to like really apply yourself and learn things while you were in Rotman, I think you can go really far with that.
Yeah. No, that's because like I tried to I didn't try to get into Rotman, but I was considering going into Rotman for second year, which is like basically impossible. The academic advisor basically told me not to do it because he's like, I've never known anyone who's gotten into Rotman second year, because it's like you have to go in from high school.
You could have been the first.
I could have been the first, but no, I guess I just whatever. I didn't consider it too heavily, but yeah, business is huge. I think that not being in Rotman, because you can be in Rotman and not have a business mind. You know what I mean? Because I've met people in Rotman and they're like the least business like perspective people ever. Like I consider myself, I think I have a pretty good grasp on how to look at things in a business way. Mm-hmm. But there are people in Rotman just like who are completely opposite to that kind of mindset, which is interesting.
Like when I think Rotman, I think like social people, outgoing, always trying to talk to people. Yeah. But I know some people who are in Rotman and they're just like in their rooms for 70% of the day, which is, it's interesting to me.
Absolutely. Yeah. Glenn's a good embodiment of Rotman.
Yeah, Glenn is actually not in Rotman. This is one of the funniest facts.
Wait, what?
Yeah, Glenn, the most social guy at Victoria College, not in Rotman.
I thought he was in Rotman. What is he in?
He has Rotman merch. He has like a Rotman name tag, not in Rotman.
What the
yeah.
What?
I think he's in poli-sci. I think that's what he's doing. Yeah.
He was telling everyone he was in Rotman.
I think he goes to like Rotman like networking events too.
That's hilarious. I had no idea. He tricked me. I fell for that. What? That's hilarious. Yeah. But still, there you go. That's my entire point, actually, though, is that because like you can be outside of Rotman and still have that business kind of look at things.
Yeah.
So I think that seeing that I was out of Rotman, it kind of made me very, I guess, aware of the leg up that others had, because you could get stuck in the trap. Like, I'm not saying everyone, but I'm saying that some people in Rotman would get stuck in the trap of thinking, it's okay, I'm in Rotman, I'm going to learn business. Everyone who's not in Rotman is kind of at a disadvantage. Yeah. Or basically like they're not learning the important things that I am. Whereas me, it's like, I am not in Rotman. I better make sure I fucking learn everything I have to learn. Not just business, like basic book knowledge, but I'm talking about like how life works. Because that's really what business is, I think. It's just like really, you have to be able to see the world for what it is.
Mm-hmm. I think a lot of programs like Rotman, you have to kind of make your own work and figure out what you want to learn. Yeah. Whereas, for example, like on the other end of the spectrum, you said engineering. Like, yeah. I know some engineering kids. 5 of my friends from high school, they are here for engineering. Yeah. And, their schedules, oh my God. Like class, study, class, food, class. It's impossible. So they don't have time to do anything except, go to their classes, study, learn. But, it's a trade-off. Most of them, I think, by the time they're done, they'll have a job. So. No,
that's true. Because they're doing something like genuinely important. That's like, I was talking to Adam the other day about engineering, and he was like, I walked into the engineering building and that thing smelled like ass. And his friend was like, we're what did he say? What did Vikram say? He's like, we're busy doing the world's math. We don't have time to shower. I think it was something like that. But no, that basically kind of shows like their kind of grind mindset of just like, if you're in engineering, your entire life is dedicated to school at that point, which I respect. Because I feel like sometimes I talk, I'm not going to say talk shit, but I made a clip. I was saying, is university overrated? Because I think a lot of people are going to come here and get a degree and then that degree isn't really going to lead to a career as soon as they're out of uni, right? Whereas engineering, I think that is.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's
so they have to work hard, but there's a payoff for them. Yeah,
that's true.
And I gotta agree. Like sometimes I'm in the engineering CS buildings, doesn't smell the greatest. But yeah, that's the sacrifice you have to make, I suppose.
100%. Speaking of intelligence, smart people, you used to play competitive chess.
I used to play competitive chess. I started when I was very, very young, actually. I think when I was 4, I want to say 4 or 5, my dad signed me up for this like math and chess learning. It's like simultaneously learning math and chess at this school. And I like chess, so I kept playing. And when I was 8 years old, I was 3rd place in Canada for like my section.
Canada.
So, like all kids under 8, I was like 3rd.
Oh
So unfortunately, that was the peak of my chess career.
Okay.
Like, so I peaked at the age of 8.
Yeah.
But I still kept playing, and at some point, I was like, I don't have the same passion for this anymore. So I'm not sure I want to keep going. I think this was when I was 15. So I'm retired now.
You're retired?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, me and Krishna had the idea. Could I pull you out of retirement for one game, me against you right now on the light chess, the lead chess? What is it?
Lead chess. Yeah.
Would you be down?
I would be down.
Okay, let's do it. We're gonna open this up. Hey?
How long is the game?
Well, we'll play like a 3-minute.
It's up to you.
We'll play like a 3-minute speed game. So I'm gonna get the screen recording going, and we're gonna see if I can take down the 3rd place U8 Canadian bronze medalist here.
I'll go easy.
What year would that be in? That's 2012. You were 8.
I think so. That's good math.
Thank you. You got to watch out for that when we're playing. I'm able to scan the board.
Mm-hmm. I played Adin a couple times.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but last time we played, he won, so I was quite upset.
Okay.
So, not feeling great right now.
Well, Adin usually smokes me, so we'll see. Okay, so Krishna, any takes, any bets? What do you think?
I think he's gonna win.
Come on, man. Give me a chance.
I went to a chess club for a while at the start of September, but
A U of T?
yeah, this was before I was like, whoa, school's busy. I don't have time for any of this.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I did go a couple times. One of the guys at chess club who runs the chess club, name's Victor Jang. Shout out. He's also from Vancouver, and he was in my grade. So basically, we've played many times throughout the years. Like
Nice.
he's my rival.
Nice.
Like he's the Boston Bruins to my Montreal Canadiens.
Yeah. And then you joined the club, and you're in the same, like, you guys are obviously in the same club, same team?
I think the club is I just went as a casual player because some of the guys there,
I see.
like some of the top guys are better than me, so I don't go to. They have lots of like tournament opportunities where you play, like against other universities or like Pan American tournaments, but I didn't participate in any of those so far. So, okay, join the game. I'm ready.
Let's go. Okay. I played a bunch of chess during COVID with my friends from high school. Like over Discord, we'd play.
Okay.
And like it got to the point where like mid lecture we would be playing, like just how many games? I think it ended up being like 99. Or sorry, it was like over 200 games that we played throughout the school year. And I'm still ass. I still suck.
Takes a lot more than that.
Despite playing a lot.
I mean, I played for like less than 10 years, close to 10 years, and I'm still not very good. So.
Well, you're not good as a different standard to mine. What's your rating? Do you know your rating?
My official like Canadian or like world rating is, I think 1700, 1800, something like that.
That's good.
Which is okay because people sometimes I'll say that and they'll be like, "Whoa, you're like 1,000 points from like Magnus Carlsen or whoever."
Right.
But
Yeah.
like the scale is like it's not linear; it's like logarithmic, right? So obviously, I'm not nearly as good as he could beat me drunk at the Madison blindfolded.
He was there.
He has been at the Madison a couple times, which I find really interesting because this guy is like, he's the goat of chess, and he's at this like random like college bar playing drunk with like university kids. I don't get it personally.
Is he the best like player there is? Like right now?
like in the world, definitely right now, if you want to say in history, I'd say I'm not too sure because obviously it's like, for example, like Connor McDavid. I would probably say he's like the greatest player to play hockey ever. But obviously, I wouldn't say he was as good as Gretzky because he was
Right.
so far ahead of his peers at that time.
Is it that thing where, like, even in chess, it's like you have to look at the era that they're playing in?
Yeah, because I guess this era would be like the tech era where like the computer can now like beat everyone easily.
I see.
Yeah, because I think this started in it was the 1980s, late 1980s, where like Gary Kasparov, who I think is probably the GOAT, he played against a computer, Deep Blue, and
Yeah.
he lost. So it was
Oh,
this
shit.
kind of, I'm not too sure, but I think this was like kind of a shocking result at that point. Like, whoa, like computers can beat us now. It's
Yeah.
over for us. So, yeah.
That's interesting.
So definitely eras to compare against in chess as well.
Do you like ever go back through games? Because you can like kind of like what is it? It's like a robot that sees where you made the mistakes and that type of stuff.
Yeah, there's lots of like in these platforms like LeeChess, chess.com, where most people play. You can check where you made mistakes or where you went wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. So back when I was playing like somewhat professionally, I guess I'd look through my games either on my own or with like I'd like a coach. So I'd look through the games with a coach to see where I went wrong and what mistakes I made. Right.
That's crazy.
Mhm.
And you had how old were you when you had a coach? Like still 4? Like you had to like right from the bat?
I think my first coach when I want to say 8, 9, around that time. Yeah.
I missed that rook.
Yeah, it was
Shit.
free. I gave it to you.
Damn. Okay.
I didn't realize you guys started playing.
What? Okay, I'm getting trapped here.
Chess was like a really big thing during COVID. It really took off. I think it was a combination of streaming, like lots of streamers, like former grandmasters like Hikaru, right?
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I don't know why I said former, but like former, like focused only on chess players. They started moving to streaming. Obviously, Magnus he also got into streaming. So there was a while when he would like play games drunk and just like defeat everyone. Yeah. And also A Queen's Gambit. It was the show that came out, and it was pretty popular.
Oh my goodness, he beat me.
Good game. Good game.
Good game, man. That was pretty good.
That was fast.
That was good. Who got you into chess? Was it like your parents? Did they play ever?
Yeah, no, not really. I
No?
guess, yeah, they were like, oh, chess might be something I'm interested in because when I was a kid, like even from an early age, I liked numbers. You know?
Yeah.
Probably why I'm a stats major now.
Yeah.
But I liked working with numbers, so they were like, oh, chess might be something I enjoy, and that was something I did enjoy for a bit.
Nice.
But like I said, I retired when I was 15, so this was 2019. And then I would say the chess boom really took off during like COVID. And
Yeah.
now like everyone plays chess. So I'm just like, whoa, I missed by about like
Yeah.
5 years, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
Could have stuck with it.
yeah.
Damn.
But I played chess in some pretty interesting situations. I've played a couple times in like frat basements. at
Oh,
UNT.
yeah? Yeah.
And yeah, it's just a lot of people play chess now, which
Yeah.
is interesting because definitely growing up like throughout elementary school and the early parts of high school, like I would be one of, I don't know, like 3 people who knew how to play chess. So
Very good.
mm.
There will be some people listening to this only on the audio version, so they won't see the game. If you want to see the game, go to YouTube. Full game there. I might make a clip on Instagram. Daniel destroys Carter at chess. Kid gets wrecked by U8 bronze medalist.
It was close. It was
something
close.
like that.
Yeah, he could have won.
Close, very, very close call. But yeah. So that's a very awesome backstory. We're gonna jump now into the food segment I have for us ready here. I'm here with the top food critic at Victoria College, Daniel Dew, Burwash food review man beside Alex Kurdoff, and we are going to narrow down what the best meal at Burwash is. We're gonna do a bracket. It's gonna be a Burwash dining hall bracket. I got 16 meals here.
Okay.
They're gonna go head to head. We're gonna narrow it down to the best meal. All right.
Our very own March Madness.
Exactly. March. Yeah. No, that's actually true. It's the Burwash March Madness. So we got 4 divisions.
Okay.
All right, we got chicken, we got sweet, beef, and then miscellaneous, just some randoms. Are you ready?
I am very ready for this.
I'll go through the divisions first. All right. I seeded them kind of randomly, kind of off of my opinion, but we're gonna talk back and forth and we're gonna decide.
Jump right into it.
So in the chicken division, we got chicken vindaloo,
Ooh.
fried chicken, Greek style chicken, and chicken fingers. In the sweet division, we got Thai pork loin, salmon, barbecue pork ribs, and sausage. And then beef division here, we got beef fajita, beef burgers, the Asian barbecue beef brisket, beef lasagna. Those are the 4. And then miscellaneous, last but not least, we got battered fish, chicken Alfredo, Hungarian goulash, and veal. Some good meals. We're very lucky. Before we get into this, I want to say, when I see the guests or like the ratings, I feel like people are kind of harsh with Burwash.
Yeah, I want to say I talk a lot of shit about Burwash Dining Hall, but compared to like some of the other university halls I've seen, and like the food, it's university food. It's never gonna be great. So I'd say Burwash Dining Hall. Like I applaud Burwash Dining Hall.
Honestly, no respect to
having some
Burwash.
solid food.
Thank you, Burwash, because like everyone, like sometimes anytime I'll see like. Just like obviously they're excited to be on the account or whatever. They're excited to be getting interviewed, but they're like, it's a 2, and they're trying to like be funny. It's a 3. This meal sucks ass. It's just like I feel bad for the cooks behind the scenes here. But
I should mention that the account is not entirely serious. It's intended to be at least partially satirical.
Yeah.
So
no, 100%. But yeah, let's figure out here what's the best meal. First up, chicken division, head to head. We got chicken vindaloo against chicken fingers. What do you think?
Ooh. I think close. It's a close matchup. Definitely a tight one. Gonna go to 7 games here. But
Yeah. Yep.
I think chicken vindaloo. I should also point out that there's butter chicken and chicken vindaloo, which like I'm sure it's supposed to be different, but it looks exactly the same.
They do look the same.
Yeah. I'm not sure if Krishna knows.
You think so, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
They're different.
So
Okay, yeah.
but do they taste different? You think so?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
I can
But-
barely tell. They look the same.
Yeah.
I usually like the butter chicken a bit better. So
Yeah.
yeah, butter chicken, chicken vindaloo in this
Wait.
matchup.
Do they both come with naan?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. But yeah, I can barely tell the difference. So yeah, okay, so yeah, 1 seed chicken vindaloo takes out 4 seed chicken fingers. Like it's close series,
Mm-hmm.
but chicken vindaloo is gonna move on. Next up, we got the 2 seed fried chicken against the 3 Greek style chicken. It's a close one.
There are many types of fried chicken at Burwash. They have like I think they have jerk chicken. They have like a southern fried chicken.
The southern is what we're talking
Okay.
about here. Yeah,
I like Greek food, so I will be taking the Greek style.
you're taking Greek.
I'm taking the Greek style chicken. Although while we're looking at this division, I am really surprised you do not have the barbecue quarter chicken anywhere
No,
in this division,
that
because like I don't know why they didn't make the playoffs, but that would have been like my top choice coming
They-
out of the chicken
they
division.
had some injuries going on. We couldn't put
Oh.
it. Sometimes I feel like it's so like overcooked. I've just had it overcooked a few too many times.
I feel like that's all chicken like at Burwash is very.
That's a fair point.
There's a lot of variance in how good it is.
More Burwash slander for you. I don't know. The fried chicken is just like, I mean, it is harder to eat.
Mm-hmm.
I will say the Greek chicken's a nice
Ooh,
cut.
although I will say, like individually, I'm not sure. I might take the fried chicken, but I like the stuff that goes with
the meal.
yeah, like they have the pita bread and tzatziki.
That's a
and
good point.
The falafel, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, you know what? I'll give it to you. We'll go Greek on that one. Very nice. Moving on to the sweet division. We got Thai pork loin, the 1 seed, against sausage, 4 seed. Sausage, I'm just not a fan. I think that the buns that come with it are kind of ass sometimes. They
Yeah,
kind of
I
fall
agree.
apart in your mouth. The Thai pork loin, bro.
You liked it?
I love that.
Really?
I'm a huge fan.
I gotta say, Thai pork loin is like the definition of mid for me.
The
It's right in the middle of like on the scale of Burwash foods. it's
Compared
right
to
there
sausage, though.
in the middle. Compared to sausage, I'll have to give it to you. Moving
Okay.
on, yeah.
Awesome. Big fan. Next up, we got salmon and the barbecue pork ribs.
These are 2 of my favorites.
I had salmon yesterday for lunch.
I had barbecue ribs today. They were left over from Wednesday. I don't know how healthy that is.
That is.
But yeah, they've been in the fridge.
Yeah.
And so I'm a big ribs fan, but this one's it's really close.
Salmon's a bulk food, which is kind of why I like it.
Mm-hmm.
It's my main reason.
I think I'll take the ribs just because I think I've fairly high standards for salmon. I'm from BC, of course.
Right.
And salmon there is quite good.
Okay.
So
That's
both very good choices.
Would you not say though that the ribs sometimes don't have nearly enough meat?
That is fair, but like just get more ribs. You know what I'm saying?
That's a good point. Well, okay, true, but last year they didn't have this thing where they give you the meat because like they serve the meat now, right?
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes. Last year they did not have that, so you could take like whatever you want. But sometimes like I'll be in line, they'll give me like 2 ribs, and I'll be like,
just like
Can I have a couple more, please?
Yeah.
No, but I would be asking for like 8 more if I had it my way, but
Yeah.
I only asked for like a couple.
It's unfortunate.
I go on with my day. All right, so we got Thai pork loin and barbecue pork ribs moving on out of the sweet division. Beef got the 1 seed beef fajita against the 4 seed beef lasagna. What are you thinking here? My mom's a huge lasagna fan. My dad's Mexican. You'd have to think he likes fajitas. This is kind of a clash for me.
I won't lie. I've been starting to get the soy fajitas now because I think the soy fajitas are solid. So
maybe
I'll mix in you should try because they're one of the best vegetarian food options. I usually go in half and half or just soy. So can't say I'm a fan of the beef fajitas. I feel the beef they use is not of the standard.
It's a little okay. No, that I could see that it's a little hard, but lasagna. I'm not a big lasagna guy.
I'm also not a big lasagna guy. Well, maybe not Burwash lasagna.
Burwash lasagna, right?
Yeah. So
I gotta fight for beef fajita here.
I'll let you have that one.
I gotta put it in the next round. Beef burgers or Asian barbecue beef brisket.
This is probably one of my most controversial opinions. I like the barbecue beef brisket a lot.
Yeah.
No spoilers, but it might be going very far.
Might be going. Yeah. Okay.
And burgers, they're burgers. I like burgers, but I wouldn't have it as a top food. I don't know about you.
That's fair. I don't get it too often. Anytime I do, I get asked for double patty because guys got to eat, man's got to eat. Yeah. But beef, no, they're pretty good. But you seem very passionate about the brisket. So you know what? I'll give you
big brisket fan.
I'll give you the brisket.
Fan since September 2022.
Yeah. We'll move on. Miscellaneous. We got the battered fish against the veal. This shit is not a discussion for me. The veal is nowhere near the level of the bat. This is a 1 in 16. This is a 1 in 16. The fish is so good. I am a huge, and you're BC. You gotta love fish.
Ooh, I don't rate the fish as highly as you, but I agree. When I see the veal, I'm like, those poor baby cows that had to die for this food.
For this terrible ass veal.
My heart is broken when I see that they have that meal. So no complaints from me. The fish is moving to the next round.
Appreciate it. That's personally, it wasn't a question going in, but we got it there. Chicken Alfredo against Hungarian goulash. 2
of my least favorite food options. I gotta take the goulash simply because the chicken Alfredo is it's a meme amongst my friends.
It's a meme.
When we have chicken Alfredo, there's no way we're getting dinner. We're going anywhere else. We're going Chick-fil-A. We're going to Ned's Cafe, the other food place at Victoria College. We're just no chicken Alfredo for us. Never.
Yeah, I remember a post being sorry guys, there's no review tonight for this chicken Alfredo. Yeah. I do remember that. So simply for that reason, I'll send the goulash to the next round. All right, going on to round 2. Circle back to the chicken division. We got chicken vindaloo, round 2, guys. Chicken vindaloo against the Greek style chicken.
Greek style chicken for me, just because the meal, it's so complete.
Bro, the sauce though, you gotta get the sauce. With the vindaloo. You mix it with the rice. You got red rice now. Naan. Bro, naan is underrated as hell.
I agree.
I love naan. It is underrated. Yeah.
I will say I also like pita bread and tzatziki though. So they're very similar meals. I think.
Yeah. Besides the main part of it.
Yeah, they're very similar except for the actual food. Yeah. I'm fine with either. Like chicken. It's chicken. It tastes like chicken. So
I feel like the Greek can be kind of dry sometimes.
the chicken, yeah, I agree. Sometimes the chicken isn't the greatest, but I feel like the vindaloo also gets a little bit sloppy at times.
It
So,
is sloppy.
Yeah,
It is sloppy.
But,
Especially if you have to take it to go.
especially so. Yeah, the bottom of the container is not holding up.
No, that's a good point. What are we saying here? You like Greek? I like chicken vindaloo.
I'm fine
Honestly-
with either. I think the vindaloo can move on if that's
Okay.
what the.
If you give me vindaloo, I'll give you some of these next ones. I think we're gonna have some disagreement coming in the second round.
Okay.
So we'll move on. Vindaloo will go on. I appreciate it. Thai pork loin and barbecue pork ribs coming out of the sweet division. Who's gonna win it?
For me, it's not close. It's got to be the ribs.
It's not close.
Who doesn't like ribs? Come on.
This is breaking my heart. You did give me vindaloo.
You like ribs, right?
I like ribs.
There you go. The pork loin.
These ribs compared to the pork loin are not close.
So the pork loin is like, I don't know why you think it's that great. Sometimes it gets overly tough. Sometimes it's overly chewy. Sometimes like there's too much fat. Like I don't know. It's just not reliable.
This is fair.
Ribs,
This is fair.
always reliable. Ribs.
I will give you the ribs.
And
It's
the ribs-
only fair.
The ribs come with pierogies, which are also one of my favorite.
I
foods.
didn't think of that. I did not think of that. All right. So we got chicken vindaloo, barbecue pork ribs. Moving on. Beef fajita against the Asian barbecue brisket.
Beef brisket all day.
I am going to make a strategic move once more by giving you the beef brisket. I'm not going to argue. The beef fajita, yeah, the meat can sometimes be like very
You won't argue because
hard.
I'm right. I'm right. So
Well,
clearly.
debatable. Yes, I will give it to you though. I'll give it to you. I'm going to concede Asian barbecue beef brisket is going to go to the final four. It's getting exciting. We're getting to close to the end here. Miscellaneous battered fish against Hungarian goulash. If Hungary wants to come at me for telling their goulash to not move on to the next round, I don't care. I don't know if anyone from Hungary watches this.
Maybe I'll get a couple of my friends in Hungary. Get them to tune in.
The fish, though, there's definitely more people from BC who watch this, so I'm going to advocate for fish. I see it absolutely as a 1 seed, and I think it has to move on. The goulash is, the sides, by the way, are all ass. The roasted vegetables, okay, they're not ass. I started this entire thing by saying we like Burwash, and now I'm just absolutely hazing them. But I think that the fish and chips is too classic to pass compared to the Hungarian goulash.
That's fair. I will take the fish and chips too, just because I'm not a big fan of goulash. But if it's a different matchup, might have made an argument. But
I'm also happy to be done saying the word goulash into this mic.
yeah, goulash.
All right, final four. Down to the wire. We have chicken against sweet. Chicken vindaloo versus the barbecue pork ribs.
I don't know. I'll have to take the ribs by a little bit. Just because I don't think chicken vindaloo has any business being in the top 4, to be honest.
I was thinking of how I would be completely shocked if ribs made it to the finals. I think, no, okay, because this is a one-on-one talk here, but I think that there's going to be some people watching who will be blown away to have the ribs in the finals.
I think they had an easy run to the finals, to be honest.
Anyone who puts the ribs in the finals are putting bones in the finals, because that is just like eating a skeleton.
If you asked me to rank like a top 3 or 4, I don't know if ribs would be in there. But just the way like this played out, I gotta say ribs in the finals.
Over vindaloo. Krishna, what do you think about this?
I think I'm a little biased.
Maybe. I don't know, man.
It's a classic. It's a classic.
The
Bad
next
ribs.
matchup is Asian beef brisket against battered fish. I feel like you're not thinking strategically. I feel like you love the
Oh.
beef brisket. What do you like more, beef brisket or barbecue pork ribs? This is a side point. Actually, no, I'm not gonna ask. Don't tell me that. That's not fair.
I mean, I'm gonna take the beef brisket. Like, I know fish and chips are classic, but at the end of the day, fish and chips. Sometimes you eat it, doesn't feel too good.
I know what you're saying. I completely disagree, but I know what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm right.
Chicken vindaloo is too classic. We got to circle back. Chicken vindaloo against the barbecue pork ribs.
I will say
Bro,
that
the
it's
sauce.
not conclusive. I'll take ribs by like a little bit,
There are so many childhoods in India that have been completed by the amazing chicken vindaloo sauce.
And I feel like they would be disappointed if they had the Burwash chicken vindaloo personally.
So this is a Burwash thing.
Mm-hmm.
Krishna, was buttered chicken a big part of your childhood?
No, they don't give chicken in my household.
Oh, okay.
Moving on.
I'll give you barbecue pork ribs.
Moving
All
on.
right, ribs go to the finals. Ribs go to the finals. We got beef against miscellaneous. The Asian barbecue brisket, beef brisket against the battered fish. The fish is a little greasy. It's a little oily. You got to be careful of that. The beef brisket feels like a more filling meal.
I'm not sure about this final three, to be honest, because I know the beef brisket isn't like especially popular. But at this point, I don't think I can say that like fish and chips or
Deserves to be in
ribs
the finals.
deserves to be like the top Burwash meal, So
Mhm.
a bit of a down year for some of the top contenders, but I think
Unfortunately.
beef brisket has to go all the way here.
I'll send beef brisket to the finals just for the simple fact that the fish is more of a. It's great. I love it. It's literally. It could be my favorite lunch, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not as complete of a meal as the beef brisket. So I will consider that. All right, we're in the finals. The final two, March Madness coming to an end. Barbecue pork ribs against the Asian beef brisket.
At this point, it's got to be the brisket.
It has to, right?
Yeah, has to.
What are the sides with the brisket?
They usually go. The sides aren't very good, if I'm being honest with you. They usually
Oh.
have some sort of noodles, like stir fry noodles, and then
Yeah,
some green vegetables that don't taste kind of bitter. So, not my favorite meal, but
Somehow ended up here.
for this bracket, I think it's got to be.
Okay.
top.
We have settled the Asian barbecue beef brisket is the top meal at Burwash Dining Hall.
According to me, at least, because to be honest, for someone who runs a food account, I know like nothing about food. So
We might need
I'm just doing it for the content here.
just for the
But,
content. That's hilarious. All right. Well, this has been a very fun discussion. I appreciate you coming on. Do you have any final words for the people of Victoria College, Daniel?
Any final words? A lot of pressure here.
Closing thoughts. What is something that you think the people deserve to hear? Something that, I don't know, knowledge that you have that you'd like to spread.
Can we talk about the elections? Are you allowed to talk about this on this
The
podcast?
VUSAC elections?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting, like how the elections work, because you just go on this website. The website which broke. I don't know how.
Yeah,
it's
I
on,
know.
But like the website for voting like shut down and lost all the votes. So if you
That's
vote,
kind of suspicious.
like 10 hours in, people had to revote, and like
Mhm.
realistically, like some people aren't gonna revote, right?
Yeah, completely.
Yeah. And
To be fair, that was like from 12 a.m. to 9 a.m.
yeah, I know, but like we're college kids. We're all up at 12 a.m.
True.
Yeah.
No, because I did my vote as soon as it opened, and I haven't revoted since.
Yeah. See,
Like
you're
there will
one of
be
those that
there
lost
will be
voters.
people. Yeah.
And I don't know. I just think the voting is a bit interesting because how much of it is actually like realistically, I'm not reading through everyone's statement and
Mhm.
being like, oh, this person sounds more appealing to me, so I'm gonna vote for them. I'm just voting for like my friends,
The names you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I voted for you, obviously.
Thank you.
Yeah, voted for Krishna.
Appreciate it.
But like I didn't read through your campaign statement to make sure you're doing a good job. So
Mine was the shortest one out of the whole list.
Mine was one line more than
Yeah, because I made a video. I sent it to him, and it's like looking at all the candidates, and they're like 5 lines, 3 paragraphs long, and then I open mine in Krishna's, and it's like 2 lines. we kept it pretty simple.
I mean that's okay. I think it's better to do like 1 or 2 things well, that like in your campaign have 1 or 2 things you'll actually do, rather than like have like a 5 or 10 step plan, and like realistically you're not going to do that.
Yeah.
You just aren't. So,
And it's not even that, like, it's not that I don't believe a lot of these people are trying to do that.
yeah.
Like, I believe they intend on working to change certain things. It's just that I talked about this with Julia. We'll see if that gets posted eventually. But I am very I don't believe that student government has as much power as some people think. Like
Yeah, it's hard because I know my roommate is the president of Margad, right? And like he's had some planned things that like just have fallen through because he can't get some people to cooperate and can't find a place to host something. So it's
exactly.
yeah. At least we got our merch. I know some of the buildings like didn't even get merch because the presidents just didn't bother finalizing the planning. So
That's tough.
Yeah.
I respect. No, shout out to Alex. I made a thing. I made a clip talking some about the merch. I wasn't talking bad about like the actual merch itself. It was just kind of the fact that there was enough money to do the merch that I just thought was like it. When people think, oh my God, Margad's selling $5 hoodies, it's not that like it's not like Victoria College is being a nice, generous place, and they're like, oh my God, we're gonna give you a gift. It's just like it's a very much like a financial move. It's like we have an amount of money that we need to spend on our budget, or else we won't get certain subsidies next year, and I think that's a little. I don't know. It's a little suspicious.
Say Vic has a lot of money compared to. I don't know much about the other colleges, but Vic recently there was a Raptors ticket giveaway.
Yeah,
I don't know if you saw this, like $20 for Raptors tickets, and actually I got one of them.
Nice.
So
did you sign up?
No, I filled it in like the first 2 minutes.
Oh, I was like refreshing. Like I was like you know, yeah.
he took your ticket.
Yeah, yeah, but like that must have.
The Pacers or something?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's the Raptors, yeah. But I think that cost them like a couple grand at least.
Yeah.
Right? I think it was like 25 tickets they had in total. So yeah, Vic definitely. I think it's out of the 7 like colleges for arts and science, they probably have the most money.
Yeah, and yeah, I don't know where the money comes from. Obviously, student fees, but then there's government subsidies and donations. I think obviously there would be some donations, but it's hard to pinpoint it. We don't exactly have. Sorry, excuse me. We don't exactly have the details behind it, but yeah. Sorry. Circle back to the VUSAC voting.
Yeah, just I guess my final message would be like if you get elected, like the two of you, I hope you two get elected, and if you do, like try your best to make the community as the best it can be positive, and I guess to anyone listening, because one of the common complaints I heard about U of T I had a friend from Western and a friend from McGill visit, and then they were like, oh, like U of T seems kind of sad, like the campus when you're going to class, you're just walking around. Like, most people have their head down, they're like not paying. It's like a city, like everyone. It's almost like a city where everyone's working, but like it's college, it should be fun, you know. These are all like people your age, so like, you know, don't walk with your head down. Keep your head up sometimes. Like say hi to someone. Yeah.
Very good message. I appreciate it. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me on. It's a pleasure.
Awesome. We'll see you guys next week. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And peace out. Follow Daniel. Follow Burwash Food Review. What's the at? What's the handle?
Burwash_food_review. I'm not sure if it'll be continued next year, but
fingers
the
crossed.
rest of the year we'll be running the account.
Hit him with a follow. All right. Peace out.